Hello YouTube. So I've got only really got two things to add to the shop this week,
Good. New acquisitions.
but at least one of them is a big one. Got a new bandsaw. Still need to get power for it. I tried plugging my little rotary phase converter into it, but it wasn't quite enough power. It just wouldn't quite spin up the motor. So probably look at getting a VFD to put on it, or maybe a bigger rotary phase converter. I'm not sure which yet. I'm kind of like the idea of a larger rotary phase converter, but I also like having a VFD too. So we'll see how that goes. The other piece was just an engine hoist from Harbor Freight. Nothing real important. I'll do little pictures of it maybe down here. Otherwise, getting this thing in here went perfectly right up until I was just moving it the last about this far. When I got underneath it with a pry bar and was moving it, hit it just wrong and went past the center of gravity, and the whole thing went crashing down. That's where the label here got cracked. There's some scratches up here and some dents. I was able to kind of hammer most everything back out. Luckily, almost all the damage was cosmetic, and the two buttons for the blade welder, which unlikely I'll ever even need a blade welder, but a bit heartbreaking at first. Luckily, it's all turned out though. I ended up having to get an engine hoist, like I said, from Harbor Freight. Had my brother and a friend of ours come over, and they helped get everything upright. And they still had some Christmas shopping to do, so they took off, and I wheeled it around. I tried a few different places where I wanted everything, and ended up with a new layout, which I'll show you right here. So I kind of like the way the shop's laid out now. It's everything's relatively close, yet still far enough where I can get in and out, get around everything pretty easily, get to all the access panels and all that kind of stuff. And it still leaves me a lot of room on the rest of the shop where I do, most of the project setup and layout, and even my grinding corner, which is pretty much the opposite corner of the shop. So for the next 2 weeks, we're taking a family vacation. We're actually flying out to Australia. First time in 26 years since I've flown a long distance. I've been to Mexico a few times, but last time I flew out of the country like that, I was going to Korea. I was stationed there for a year back in 92, 93 when I was in the Army. So this is the first long trip I've done in a really long time, so it should be exciting. But I'm going to be away from the shop for 2 weeks. It's the longest I've been away from the shop now for quite a while. Still should be a lot of fun. We're going to Cairns, Melbourne, Sydney. Got a bunch of little touristy things we're doing. Nothing really machining related or anything like that. It's just sort of a family vacation. I'm going to see some kangaroos, going to take a glass bottom boat tour, see some koala bears, and just kind of go to see the different cities and their downtown life. Maybe check out a few bars, that kind of stuff. Should be a good time. I will see you when I get back.